Hello guys! Yoimiya's banner finally coming out. I heard many players say she is a weak 5-star character. So in this video, I'm interested in analyzing, also making her build guide. Disclaimer, this is my personal opinion, so if you don't agree, that's totally okay. If you are a Yoimiya Sims, I hope this video can be useful for you. First, let's compare her base stats with other bow character. I'll take Ganyu and Fischl as the sample. If we look at the table, Yoimiya's base attack is only slightly below Ganyu, and it's quite different from Fischl, which is currently being used as a machine gun physical damage by many players. In terms of gameplay, Yoimiya is more similar to Fischl. Yes, we will often play with her normal auto attacks. With the differences that big, in my opinion, Yoimiya has a quite interesting potential. Next, we go to the comparisons of the normal attack damage of the three of them. I use talent level 8 to 10 as benchmark. As we can see, the full combo of Yoimiya normal attack has a very large multiplier percent damage compared to Ganyu and even Fischl. And this is just her physical damage. Yes, you haven't used her elemental skill, which convert your damage to pyro. Their aim damage and charge shot are on the same damage. Next, let's discuss the special charge shot level 2, which only Ganyu and Yoimiya have it. Kindling arrow from Yoimiya only deals 30% damage per arrow. Because it is maximum of 3, means the total only about 90% additional damage. Even though it looks cool cause it's chasing your enemies, her damage is only half of Ganyu charge shot level 2 damage. Doesn't even include Ganyu bloom damage. And the area of Ganyu's bloom are pretty big. Next, the elemental skills of Yoimiya. This skill will turn all of your Yoimiya attacks into pyro damage for 10 seconds. This will make Yoimiya a selfish DPS because if you swap her, this effect will disappear and you will have to wait for cooldown about 18 seconds. The effect is quite good because at level 10 it can increase its pyro damage by 161.74% from her normal attack, not including the pyro damage bonus from artifacts and her passive talent. But you guys still remember her normal attack table, right? Yes, Yoimiya's stage 1 damage is divided into 2 separated multiplier. It means this is really bad for playing Vaporize or Melt reaction, because you only get half of the damage from the reaction. Dashing also make you start from stage 1 again. Next, the elemental burst of Yoimiya. I think this is the only thing that we can use if you want to play Melt or Vaporize using her. The effect is quite unique because he has a 2-second pause to wait for you to apply element status with other party members. So her burst is the one triggering the reaction. In addition, the passive talent of Yoimiya, Summer Night Dawn, will also boost the attack of your other party members by 10%. For talent, I think you must focus on her normal attack. You can raise her elemental skills and burst equally, or depending on your gameplay. For the pyro machine gun type, focus on increasing her skill. But if you want to play Melt or Vaporize, increase her elemental burst. Okay, now let's discuss the best weapons for Yoimiya. Number 1 is definitely her signature weapon, the Thundering Pulse Bow. The crit damage substat is a very suitable for Yoimiya's crit rate Asken bonus. The passive buffing your attack percent pretty significant. But yeah, it is a wish weapon, so it is difficult to get. Second one, you can use the Amos Bow, which increase your normal and charge attack by 12%. Third, you can also use the Skyward Harp if you have one. For the 4-star bow, there are several recommendations. The first is Rust if you're playing her normal attack all the time. This bow has a good effect, increasing your normal attack damage by 40% by sacrificing 10% of your charge attack damage in Refinement 1. The second alternative is to use a Battle Pass weapon, the Viridian Hunt. You can use the passive that can grouping your enemies. It is really helpful because Yoimiya's AoE isn't that good. But you must spend cash on it because it is from Battle Pass. Now the third one is good for you, my fellow F2P players. Yes, Inazuma's craftable bow, the Hamayumi. For how to get the blueprint, just click on the top right corner or in the description. I will give a link to the video on how to get this bow blueprint. The effect increases your normal attack damage by 16% and charge attack damage by 12%. When your burst energy are full, the effect goes up by 100%. Honestly, it's really good if you play only normal attack and rarely use her burst. Lastly, Black Cliff Warbow is also good for her. But Black Cliff effects are not good for boss fight. If you just starting to play Genshin Impact, I can give you 3-star bow recommendation. First, you can use Slingshot, but this must be played pretty close to the enemy because the passive effects are a double-edged sword for you. If you are too far from the enemy, your damage will reduce by 10%. Or you can also use a Raven Bow that can increase your damage to your enemies imbued with Pyro status. It's just that Elemental Mastery stats are not suitable for Yoimiya in my opinion. Now let's talk about artifacts. The best choice in my opinion are the Shimenawa 4 set. Sacrificing 15 energy to add 50% of your attack damage for 10 seconds seems like a good price to pay. Especially, Yoimiya's attack speed are pretty fast, but these sets are not a good match with the Hamayumi bow, because the bow wants your energy to be 100% to get into its maximum power. One more weakness, the particle energy you get from Yoimiya normal attack are pretty low. You only get one by one in a few seconds, so you're gonna need a battery character for supporting Yoimiya. The second option, you can use 4-set Retracing Bolide. Your normal attack and charge attack damage will increase by 40%. The requirement, you must have a shielder like Zhongli, Noelle, or Diona in your team. For mixed artifacts, you can try 2 Crimson's 2 Gladiators, or another option that a little bit anti-mainstream is 2 Shimenawa and 2 Gladiator. It gives you a high multiplier on attack percent, but the bow that is suitable for this combination are only Rust and Hamayumi. Lava Walker 4 set also a good choice, because this set increases your damage to enemies affected with Pyro status. And another good alternative is a 4-star artifact, a 4-set martial artist. Both 2 sets and 4 sets will increase normal and charge attack damage for your Yoimiya. For artifacts main stat, focus on attack percent, pyro damage bonus, and crit. For the ratio of crit rate and crit damage, try 1:2 ratio. And for the artifact substat, you can aim for crit, attack percent, and energy recharge. Finally, we will discuss the best team for Yoimiya. For those of you who are more focused on Yoimiya auto attacks and elemental skill, I think of 2 team formations. The first is playing with overload reaction and give one Q there. So the best member are Yoimiya, Beidou, Electro Traveler, and Q. The burst of Beidou and Electro Travelers can help Yoimiya trigger overload, while Q can help a little to generate Electro Charge or Vaporize. You can also change the Electro Traveler to Visual, but it's not as effective as Electro Traveler in my opinion. The last formation is playing with pyro damage only. So the composition are Yoimiya, Bennett, Yanfei or Xiangling can enter, but Xiangling is better. Lastly, an Anemo character that use 4-set Viridation artifact to reduce enemy pyro resistance. Use the character which are able to group enemies like Kazuha, Venti, or Sucrose. If your Yoimiya are built more towards elemental bursts for melt or vaporize, then your team composition must be filled with characters who can give cryo or hydro status fast and constantly. This is because Yoimiya burst will trigger explosion only every 2 seconds. The characters that are suitable for melt are Chongyun and Ayaka. Both should always infuse with cryo, or use the elemental burst of Ganyu or Kaya. Then for Vaporize team, you can use Tartaglia or Mona, 1 pyro character for resonance, and last are Q. Make sure you use Yoimiya passive, Tricks of the Troublemaker, before using her burst for reaction, so your pyro damage are buffed. How to execute it? First, use Q burst for extra Vaporize damage at the beginning, change to Yoimiya, activate Yoimiya elemental skills, and keep attacking as much as possible until you hitting about 10 times to the enemies. Let out the Yoimiya burst. Switch to Hydro or Cryo character you choose. Inflict Cryo or Hydro continuously as fast as you can, so all 5 explosions from Yoimiya burst can trigger Vaporize or Melt. Okay, that's the end of my video. I hope it can be useful for you. Again, this is purely my opinion. If you have a different perspective, that's okay. Please like and subscribe if you like it. Comment if you want to discuss about something. And share this video if you think it can help your friends. James signing out. See you on the next video. Ciao!